This is Ranger Kidwell-Ross at the 2019 American Public Works Association PWX show in Seattle, Washington. I'm in the booth for the Longobart-Ross full fleet booth, and what they were fortunate today to be able to talk to one of the principals, which is Rick Longobart, and he's going to talk about their company and what they do for fleet maintenance and how you can figure out, when to replace, when to keep repairing, and when to drive it over a cliff, but make sure your driver gets out. So, Rick, please tell us about it.
Thank you, Ranger. My name is Rick Longobart. I'm a Longobart-Ross fleet consultant. I'm one of the principals. Our company looks at fleet operations and help them become more efficient, effective, productive in the workspace using a variety of different methods and tools and technologies in order to make them as efficient as possible. In the process of doing that, we established our equipment replacement solution called Profit. Profit is a tool that helps fleets across the nations to decide the optimum time to replace their vehicles based on a measure of algorithms that determine the time to replace their vehicles, so it reduces the cost and makes sure they replace the vehicles before maintenance exceeds the cost of ownership.
Excellent. You have on the screen here some examples of a screen of your software. Let's go through a little bit of that and talk about it.
Absolutely. So the screen is broken up into a variety of series. Our topper portion part of the screen are the birth certificates, and the birth certificate tells us a lot about the particular asset. We just happen to be on a unit right now that happens to be a street sweeper. The street sweeper has the equipment name. If it had a VIN number, again, this is demo sample information. Sure. It would have a VIN number. It would have a class code, a department. It would show the hour meters, how it's being measured. It would show us the depreciation of the value of the vehicle at its current state, what the vehicle was purchased for, what the vehicle will be worth or will have to be replaced at a value when it reaches its useful life cycle. It tells us the expected life cycle. In this case, for example, is a 10-year life cycle, and I can see that I'm in my 6th year, and that replacement date would be 2023. It also shows me my expected life hours of 8,000 hours, and it takes that information into account to the maintenance costs that the vehicle has on the current unit. It also looks at the odometer or hour meter. So if I click my tab that says Update Note tab, I can see exactly how many hours I have on this particular asset. Now this example, again, is software related. Demo is 7,200 hours, and my cost per spent is 7,301, and that was on 9/18 as I did as an example. However, if my cost of maintenance were higher, naturally that would take into consideration of my score and when I should replace that vehicle. So if I go back to the unit certificate, I spent 7,000 and I purchased it for 83,000. That takes into account, along with the odometer reading, and looks at the overall perspective of whether that vehicle should be replaced. And looking at that,
so that generates the score.
These color generates the score. So I have 6 algorithms: condition, type of service, reliability, hours, maintenance, age, and then from there I accumulate those scores and give it a final score, and that would give me my interpretation. In this example, it's 16.5. My score is in the green category, meaning it's in excellent condition. I would not recommend replacing this vehicle at this time. However, as the maintenance cost exceeds, and so do the hour meters exceed, based on the parameters in which I set, this color is going to change and these numbers are going to get higher. That gives the client the perspective of when to replace that vehicle at the optimum time.
Yeah, very good. Very good. And that's a proprietary algorithm that you have developed, and it can change with the change of equipment?
That is correct, and you'll notice down here on the list box, if I have a client that has a multitude of vehicles, it's going to show me all the vehicles in my inventory, and all I need to do is click on a different unit number, click on the highlight unit, and then the birth certificate changes on the top. Sure. And then the score is going to be accordingly. It also identifies which buckets and how many vehicles I have in those corresponding buckets. So for example, I have 70 vehicles right now that are in excellent condition, which comprises of 32% of my fleet. If I look at my immediate vehicles, I have 28 vehicles that are due for replacement, which is 13%. So the objective here is to reduce that red number as much as possible and try to keep those replacement vehicles in the yellows and the greens, because naturally the spend is going to be more as they get into the red column.
So is this is not predictive of work that needs to be done, but it's you assess it with the work that gets done, and then it's scored from that point on. Is that accurate?
Yes, you are absolutely correct. It's not going to do predictability maintenance. What it's going to do is it's going to take the maintenance that has happened at life and then equate to whether or not that vehicle needs to be replaced.
Okay.
There's also a litany of reports that also helps you run reports based on departments or divisions or operations that allow you to do a triage approach based on a prioritized manner. So I'll just run one quick report. So if I hit the immediate needs of replacement in red, I can immediately see that I have a priority of vehicles that need to be replaced based on a certain department. And if I didn't have enough money to replace them all, I would naturally start with the highest score and the lowest score at the bottom.
Right.
And I can see my total amount for just that department alone of what I need to budget for that particular year. Mm-hmm. So it really helps me organize what needs to be done, what vehicles need to be replaced, and how much money I'm going to need to budget for each year.
All right. Is there anything else we should know about your organization other than how we can find them on the internet and your phone number?
Well, you can always find us at Longobart-Ross.com.
Right.
That's LONGOBART-ROSS.com. You can also reach us at 949-943-0334.
All right. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it, Rick.
Thank you very much. My pleasure. Thank you.